Today's episode of the More You Know podcast is brought to you by CrowdQuestion, a brand new social communication platform focused on connecting crowds to bring everyone closer to their community, as well as enhancing any occasion. Rather than being a social media platform focused on content and advertising, they're focused on communication and connection. Learn more about the platform and download the app free at crowdquestion.com.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.
Today I want to share Stephen King's journey to significance. So Stephen King was born in Portland, Maine on September 21st, 1947. By the age of 2, his father left the family. His mother then raised him and his older brother David by herself, and this created great financial strain. They then began moving around and depending on relatives in Chicago, Wisconsin, Indiana, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. They then settled in Durham, Maine when King was 11, and this was due to his mother taking care of her parents. And during this time in his childhood, King witnessed one of his friends being struck and killed by a train. He returned home speechless and in shock, but the family didn't learn of his friend's death until later on in Stephen's life. Throughout his time in Maine, he was also raised as a Methodist, but he did begin losing his faith sometime in high school. In high school, he was an avid reader of horror, and he began writing for fun. He then graduated high school in 1966 and moved on to the University of Maine. During his time in college, Stephen sold his first professional short story. It was called The Glass Floor, and it was sold to Startling Mystery Stories. He graduated in 1970 with a Bachelor's of Arts in English, and that same year his daughter was born. Then the following year he got married. King had earned a certificate to teach high school English, but he was unable to find a teaching job, so he initially made money by selling short stories to men's magazines. Then in 1973, his fourth novel he wrote, Carrie, was the first to be accepted by a publisher, and from here his career took off. But unfortunately, alongside his career taking off, he began becoming an alcoholic. But with this being said, he found success for the next 3 decades, writing legendary books like Salem's Lot, The Shining, The Stand, Stand By Me, The Shawshank Redemption, the Dark Tower series, Cujo, and much more. Many of these books have also been adapted into television shows and movies, and by 2000, he gave up drugs and alcohol and has been sober since. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it. Check out other episodes. Leave a review. Follow the podcast on social media at More You Know Pod, and sign up for CrowdQuestion to ask me questions about the episode. Again, thank you for listening as we propel through podcasting with the More You Know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The
More
You
No
Podcast.